Everyone, oh man, it is good to be back, y'all. It's really good to be back. Um, I feel like I haven't been on a live in a while, and I got a lot of things to talk about. So I got to make sure I get right to it because I don't want to waste your time because I know your time is valuable. And so if you're on this live with me, I appreciate you because I already know. So I got to walk through some things about some Tesla news that's been on my mind. Again, thank y'all and appreciate y'all for just joining me on the live and appreciate y'all for just like rocking with me as I do this YouTube thing and we gonna do it. All right, so let's 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 walk through here in terms of two things I want to talk about with some Tesla news here that's been on my mind. I've been on vacation for the past 2 weeks and haven't really been able to literally just do a live at all or do FSD, some FSD drives that I've been wanting to do, but haven't been able to do them because of the fact that literally had recorded something and then found out I deleted that thing by mistake. So, man, it is what it is, man. That's just the life right now. But all right, so first things first. Two things before we get to the main part. Tesla's FSD version 14 Lite has finally begun public rollout. Now, previously they've been rolling this out to employees, but now they're rolling out into everyday people who have FSD. All right, so version 14 Lite is only for the hardware 3 vehicles. So if you have a hardware 4 vehicle, it's not pertaining to you. But anyone that has a hardware 3 vehicle, that's what FSD Lite is supposed to be releasing this week and then releasing next week and then so on. So they're trying to release it in batches as of this very time. Be interested to know if you have hardware 3, if any of your if anybody got that update. But here's the notable improvements from the update that's supposed to be happening. Start FSD from park. So if those who have the hardware 4 vehicle, you know when you get in, you plug in your destination, that start self-driving on the top left there. Now those who have hardware 3 are supposed to have that too as well. That's a smooth one there because that's needed because with hardware 3, not FSD 14 Lite, you had to double click there to start FSD, but it wouldn't start the thing from park. So you almost technically had to be in from drive, and then that's when it would start. But then sometimes it wouldn't really read it, and then you would kind of have to navigate out of the parking situation that you're in. So if you're on the street parked, it's not going to if there's a car in front of you, it's probably not going to do it. But now with this update, which is great, double click now, and then boom. All right, perfect. All right. Other thing here, now they have arrival options. So similar to hardware 4 vehicles currently, arrival options meaning parking lot, being able to do it in the street or the driveway. Nice. Now, I don't know if they have the pullover method where it'll drop you off right in front of the destination. I haven't seen that yet, but I have seen the arrival options in terms of parking lot, street, and in the driveway. So I don't have no problem with that. Okay, so that's pretty smooth. Next thing here, now they've added the speed profiles. So with current hardware 4 vehicles, speed profiles they got right now, what they will be having is the hurry and then standard and then also chill mode. And I think they have sloth mode, if I'm not mistaken. They've added that to the hardware 4 lights. The only unfortunate thing is that they have not added Mad Max mode, meaning if you can't set the thing to Mad Max. So the one that you can only do is hurry, which is unfortunate. But I don't think people are going to miss Mad Max because, to be honest with y'all, I have my hardware 4. It has Mad Max mode, and I don't even set that profile to that. The most I'll do is hurry, and I'll maybe set it to Mad Max if I just wanted to kind of dive and weave a little bit through the traffic there to kind of get away from it. But outside that, I'm not going to be doing that. So I don't think people are going to miss that. But for those who are, yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. Plus side though to that though is that they've added the self-driving app. So now people can now go on there and see how much they utilize FSD, how many miles they've driven on FSD, and so on. I think that's nice because of the fact that Hardware 3 didn't have that option. But now with the Lite version, they do have that options. So that's nice. All right. Outside of that, I think those are mainly the updates that have been going on with FSD 14 Lite. I think I haven't seen it yet, but I believe y'all, if I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to have fixed the emergency vehicles, meaning now FSD should be able to read, not necessarily read, but hear emergency vehicles and then be able to pull over. I'm looking forward to the video of someone doing that on FSD 14 Lite so I can know for definitively know that that's the case. It would be nice. I hope that's the case because it's just like, come on, y'all. We've been on, people been on Hardware 3, this version 12.6.4, and can't read emergency vehicles. And I've said this before, y'all. It's a problem that it can't read emergency vehicles because the fact that how you have a supposedly autonomous vehicle and it can't do that. So now I have to stop FSD, pull over on its by myself, manually pull over, and then let the emergency vehicle go past, and then I plug it back in. But now it's supposed to, hopefully, now it's supposed to be able to read emergency vehicles. And then they have some updated graphics too as well, on, especially for those who have the Intel, the AMD Ryzen processor chips. So y'all, I'm glad this rollout is happening, even though it's slow, even though it's taking some time to do it. I'm glad it is happening. I'm really, really thankful about that because I think this is really much needed for those who have Hardware 3. And we've already know everyone that Hardware 3 is not going to be able to run fully autonomous at all. And Tesla has confirmed that already. And that's mainly because Hardware 3 just lacks the computational power, the camera resolution. And so there'll be an upgrade at some point. I think the upgrade is going to be coming next year, but this is only for people who have purchased FSD. Tesla's going to be making specific hubs related specifically to FSD who have hardware, people who have purchased FSD outright on their Hardware 3 vehicle so that they can get that upgrade to I think it's AI 4. All right, so Hardware 4 Plus. I'm sorry. So Hardware 4 Plus, that's supposed to be coming next year. Now I don't know when it's going to be coming. I think they said mid-year through 2027. Let's see if it happens. I don't think it does, because that's just how Tesla rolls, and so that's where we are. But yeah, y'all, I'm curious to see. Please write down in the comments if you're not watching this live with me, in terms of, or put it down in the chat if you're watching this live with me. If anybody currently has a Hardware 4 vehicle, what do you see? How do you like it so far? Have you noticed any improvements outside of the ones that I've mentioned there? Because it'd be nice to know. I wish I had my Hardware 3 vehicle, but that thing got sold to get this one. It had to happen, y'all. I got a baby. Come on. All right. So that's what I wanted to tackle first with Tesla news. And then the next part, which is mainly why I'm here for y'all, mainly why I wanted to jump on live here, was to talk about this because I think this is important. So y'all, if you don't know, I'm about to tell you now. And the launch series of the Model YL is available to purchase now on Tesla's website. So it's available in the US, which includes Puerto Rico. And if you place the order today, when I was doing a configuration earlier on, it said that my date to get mines would be in October, November. I'm not getting mines, y'all. I'm just saying, if I were to purchase it right now, it wouldn't come and be ready to ship to me and get to me, I'm sorry, until October, November. So let's talk about here. Actually, y'all, I got to pull this up because this thing is actually kind of interesting here. So let me share this screen with y'all because, man, this is very surreal. Y'all, so this is the website, and they got it front and center introducing the Model YL Premium. 3 rows, 6 seats. Now, when you click on here, order now, you'll get the pricing there. I always do it in cash, y'all. I love to always see it in cash. So cash price for the premium trim, and then you got the performance trim, the premium trim, rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and then the Model Y rear-wheel or all-wheel drive version 2 as well. And then as you click through it there, you'll see top speed, how many 0 to 60 it is, and so on. So let's talk about what is technically included if you were to purchase this launch series. So check this out, y'all. They're saying if you purchase the launch series today, what will be included with it is the following: 1 year of FSD, 1 year of supercharging, 1 year of premium connectivity. And then you can also select any exterior paint with no charge. So when you go to exterior paint with no charge, you got the stealth gray, the white, the blue. Well, actually, this is not the blue no more, everybody. This is the marine blue. Keep that in mind. The diamond black, the ultra red, and then the new color there, which is the cosmic silver. And they're saying you can pick any one of these things, no charge. What they're also saying is that you can pick any of these wheels, no charge, even though this one is always included. But now you have the option to click the 20-inch wheels that are also going to be included in the launch series price. What they're also doing and saying is that the black interior, that's always been included. But now you can upgrade to the Zen Gray interior, which is micro suede, and textile decor for if you purchase the launch series. Now, it's almost like an off-white, I would say, but it's not really off-white. It's like kind of like a touch of gray in there, it looks like, but it doesn't look bad, y'all. But I don't know if I like the black there for the center console. I don't know if I do. I don't think I do, because it would be nice if that was a different color. Maybe just make it, I don't know. Maybe make it black all the way through. I think that would look pretty cool. Or I don't know. I mean, probably would look bad if you make it all white. But hey, that's what they're doing for the interior. All right. Keep in mind, everyone, is that the other thing they're doing with the interior is that the tow hitch is also included with the launch series. Now, outside of that, we're still missing things that are included in the launch series. Of course, you get the premium floor mats, the custom puddle lights. So when you open the door, you got the little puddle light there that will include the launch series badge. You got the launch series badge on the back right too as well. And then outside that, you got the launch series door steel plates as well. Now, when you look at this, all everyone, to get 1 year free supercharging, which if you put it out there, is $100 a month. That's $1,200 throughout the year. It's not bad. But you remember when we got the original Y today, that was fully lifetime FSD. Things have changed. It's changed now because that's how Tesla's rolling. All right. That's how they're rolling now. Like, things have certainly changed, and I don't want to say it's changed for the better, but it has changed from the way, and that launch, y'all, it wasn't that long ago. It was literally only like what, maybe a year and a half ago at this point now, where if you bought the Model Y, the the trim that was the launch series there, all-wheel drive, it came with lifetime FSD. I thought that was a steal, okay? Knowing right around the corner there, Tesla was going to eliminate FSD for people to purchase it outright, and now this do the subscription. Dang. Who would have thought that would have happened? Actually, I knew that was coming at some point because they got to get some sort of revenue somehow. And FSD was the most easiest way for them to get revenue and drop the price from $200 to $100, and then there you go. So it makes sense. It makes sense for them to do that. So I have no problem with that. I have no problem with it, even though I don't like it. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So let's move on, y'all, with what they got with this Model YL. All right. Let me go back to the screen. Look at what they're saying at the front there. Now, of course, everyone, what's the difference outside of what I just said with the launch series comparative to what you would get if you was just do the regular premium trim of the Model Y currently that is available right now, that you actually can kind of get probably the next 2 days because it gives you the option there depending upon your location. Let's walk through it. Okay. With this version right here, the launch series of the L, you get 6 seats, two distinct seats. So 6 seats, 2 distinctly across the board here, instead of 5 seats that's included in the premium trim, even though you have the option of y'all to get the kind of the 3 additional seats in the back there to make it 7. But y'all, I ain't gonna lie with y'all before we move on. Them little 3 seats in the back, them seats is nothing. Okay. Them things ain't even seats. Okay. You might as well call them things, I don't know, something to put your bag in if you want it in the back seat like that. All right. Because you can only fit kids in that little seat right there. If you try to even fit somebody that's 5'5", their feet are literally going to be on the back of the second row seats. Like, that's just what it's going to be because it's just super tight. So it's just no point. I don't think there's no point in giving a 7-seater, but that's just my thoughts. But let's move on. I digress. So they got 6 seats compared to the 7 seats if you were to get the option. But if you didn't get the option, it would be 6 seats compared to 5. Okay, cool, no problem. The launch series of the L has a longer wheelbase, about 6 inches longer. So 119.7 compared to 113.8. Okay, no problem. The length is about 7 inches longer. So 195.9 compared to 188.6. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. All right. Then you get the height, 65.7 compared to 63.9. So it's about 1.8 inches taller. Okay, we're not going to notice that. So if you think about it, y'all, we really ain't going to notice the height. We may notice the length a little bit. We may notice the wheelbase just a touch. But if I'm just taking a glance at it, I'm not really going to notice that, to be honest with y'all. I don't think I will. Now, I'll take my words back once I go in there to see the YL for myself and see if I could notice from just a glimpse there, if I can notice a difference between the wheelbase between what I have right now compared to what is there in the showroom. That's going to be interesting to see. But what really is a sticking point for me, I would say, is the cubic feet. So it's 89 cubic feet, y'all, of cargo space versus 76. Now, I will say that's an improvement that you will definitely notice for certain, but I think it's more so because the seats there, the 222, and then they've added somehow, some way, that additional cubic feet of storage, which is pretty cool. Okay. I have no complaints about that because that's actually pretty nice because now you can fit a couple car seats, a couple strollers in the back, and you're not going to be complaining about that. And you can fit a couple bags there with that little stroller. Oh my goodness, I can't even lie. All right, that's actually a pretty good look. Okay. So I'm not gonna say it's not us, okay? And then outside that I just mentioned, they also have a larger battery pack. So the larger battery pack is 83 to 86 kilowatts compared to 75. Now, of course, it has to be a bigger battery because the fact that it's a little bit of a bigger car and it has to compensate for the size. So they compensated for the size by putting an additional battery in there. I got no problem with that either. But that's just what it is. All right. And then the last part about the Model Y L versus the version that we have right here on the roads today is that the suspension is now adaptive suspensioning compared to um adaptive suspension and electron dampening compared to just the standard dampening. So they've done something to the suspension, just a touch there, to be a little bit more improved. And it just sounds like it's going to be more adaptive to the road, so it will adjust automatically compared to the standard dampening where it's just dampening out the road there, but it's not really doing it actively. So I like that they're going to be dampening the roads now with the car of the launch series compared to what we have right now. You know what the funny thing about all of that, of what I just mentioned? You know what the bad part about that whole thing, y'all? Is the price. The price starts at, I'm sorry, it doesn't start. The price is $61,990. You gotta be kidding me. How in the world does Tesla release this thing not slated to October, November, and they ask people to cough up $61,990 for the launch series? And y'all, if y'all were with me on what the thing included, you're telling me we only get 1 year of FSD and 1 year of supercharging? And we know, y'all, supercharging is really not something that Tesla wants people to do if they have the car and they're just driving it day to day. So for them to give up the supercharging, it's like, Tesla, forget about the supercharging. Could you give us 2 years of FSD? 2 years of FSD is actually pretty solid, I think. Anyway, I think it is. I think it sounds better because at least people can use that on a day to day. Supercharging, unless you're somewhere close to a supercharger, and unless you're going to really drain it out to 20, the battery life to 20, and then go to the supercharger to fill up to 80, it's not going to make any sense, especially if they install an EV charger in the garage or somewhere else on their property. It's just not going to make any sense for anyone to do that, to care about the supercharging. But to ask for 61,990 is kind of crazy, because if you were to put together all the options that I've just mentioned for the trim that we have currently available, it would be slightly less at $61,430. Meaning you can get that same exact thing outside of free supercharging, because you can't really calculate that. So they may be getting us, or maybe trying to sweeten the deal by saying you get the supercharging, even though Tesla at some point, all right, will block you. They've known to block you if you do it too much. So, but to still to get that for $61,430, if you were to do all of that outside of free supercharging, to get it for $61,990, that's a tough ask. It's a tough ask to ask people to cough up $61,990. And this is higher than the performance trim that we have available right now at $57,990. You asking for $61,000 from people? In this economy, $61,000. That's a lot of money. Come on. What are we talking about right now? Like $61,000? Dang, man. And I get it. It's the launch series. And you know what it is, y'all? Is that Tesla had this out in other countries and it wasn't $61,990. It was like 55. Now, of course, we could be like, okay, they're doing a launch series to get more money from people who really want the latest and greatest and really are looking for a car that can fit comfortably 6 people. I understand that, but like, it's like, come on, Tesla. Like, I feel like every month I jump on here and I'm talking about Tesla and how like $61,990 is not good enough. That's a tough ask for people. Unless it makes sense that people have kids. All right. Or they're going to be doing a lot of road trips with a lot of people. Then it makes sense. All right. It would have been nice if Tesla released this thing in the summertime because at least the free supercharging miles comes in handy. But at least and then you got 2 summers out of it. But now to release it in the fall, late fall, it's kind of like I only get 1 summer out of it. So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like I just don't think the timing. It's just the timing, y'all. It's just the timing. And it sucks, y'all, because I've talked about this before. What's the difference between someone getting the Rivian series versus the launch series right now? Outside of the 2 extra seats in the back. And then the free supercharging. I don't see a difference there. I really don't. And at least with Rivian's Autonomy Plus right now, it's free for the life of the car. So I don't know. I mean, I get it. Tesla was trying to probably steal some thunder from Rivian there, but it just looks bad, y'all. It looks bad. Like there's no other way to slice it. It looks bad. I don't know, y'all. If you want to live with me, let me know your thoughts. If oh man, um, if you're not on the live and you're watching this pre-recorded, let me know your thoughts in the comment. What do you think about the new launch series L? Are you getting it? Are you thinking about getting it? Do you think it's a hard pass because of the price? Are you going to wait until the trim that's not the launch series comes out to see how much that costs? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to know your thoughts, but it's gonna be good to see how much this thing is gonna cost when it's not going to be the launch series. I wonder how low they will go. Like, it has to be a touch better. It's going to be a touch better. Model Y premium trim at $48,490, which means it's probably going to come in at 55, maybe 53. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking 53, 55 is what I'm thinking right now. So y'all, man, it's an interesting ride with Tesla right now. So it's a wild one, man. And yeah, I just had to share that with y'all. That was just on my mind. But y'all, let me know your thoughts, man, because stuff is happening. And Tesla's supposed to release one more other car at least this year. I wonder what that car is going to be because now we have the L. I don't know. I don't know. And I get it. They're trying to keep up here, and they're trying to make people get in their cars and buy them. But I don't know if where they're headed to is more so not thinking about people getting their cars and thinking about more so building up the robotaxi fleet and creating and getting into more cities, into different markets, so that can add continuous revenue for Tesla because it doesn't require a driver. I think that's where Tesla's mindset is at this very moment. That's my thoughts, y'all. And yeah, man, I hope to catch y'all on the next one if I do another live. But if not, y'all, um, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to learn more about Tesla news I talk about or anything related to FSD. But y'all, it's been a real one, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I see y'all.